Yeah. Pull up a chair. Real stories only. No filters. No cap. Stacks in the building. Chatting with Stacks. Where the real ones talk. Every scar got a story. Every mile got a walk. From the cell block walls to a brand new path. Everybody got a pass when you're chatting with Stacks. Chatting with Stacks. Let the truth come out. No fake headlines. No manufactured clout. Just life on the table. Every lesson attached. You might leave change when you're chatting with Stacks. Seen old bikers. Seen ex-cons too. Seen folks rebuild when they thought they were through. Some came from violence. Some came from pain. Some lost everything and got it all back again. Microphone on. Let the conversation breathe. Everybody got something hidden up they sleeve. Not preaching perfection. Not selling the dream. Just showing what survival really means. The streets leave marks that the cameras can't see. Years of hard lessons become history. Some carry regret. Some carry pride. Some still fighting demons they can never quite hide. With Stacks, where the real ones talk. Every scar got a story. Every mile got a walk. From the cell block walls to a brand new path. Everybody got a pass when you're chatting with Stacks. One guest says prison changes whole view. Another says sobriety pulled them through. One talks motorcycles, another talks faith. Everybody trying to find their place. No Hollywood script, no polished disguise. You can see the truth sitting right in their eyes. The road gets rough, everybody knows, but strength is measured by how far you grow. Some lost brothers, some buried friends, some hit rock bottom and climb back again. That's why people listen when the stories get deep, because real recognizes real in every sin with Stacks. Where the real ones talk. Every scar got a story. Every mile got a walk. From the cell block walls to a brand new path. Everybody got a pass when you're chatting with Stacks. Chatting with Stacks.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we're going to talk about an outlaw member that was deported from Canada. We got a lot of other things to talk about before we get started. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I got a lot of great things lined up. I got a pretty big interview that's going to be dropping soon. You guys are going to be like, damn. Let me see who we got in the building. I need a new mouse, you know that? My mouse is all jacked up. James, what's going on, man? Welcome home. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a long time. It's been a while. 2 years? Shit. 2 years flies by, man. But welcome home. I have a way for you to make some money. Hit me up. Email me, man. Let me see. Oh, you did email me, you said. I didn't check it yet. Hold on. There's probably one there. No, I don't see one. Maybe it's in the spam folder. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. Herman, what's good? Pepper, thank you for joining me. Lindsay, thank you for everything you do for this channel. I appreciate you. Troy, what's going on? Brian, good afternoon. Thank you guys all for joining me today. I think I'm going to get my haircut soon, too. So we got a bunch of things to talk about. Remember we were talking about this case, right, with this kid who was charged for assaulting a guy on a motorcycle, right? Motorcyclist repeatedly stabbed with a screwdriver during ride out in Southington, police say. So it turns out, I found out a lot of more information. There's a video of the whole situation, and it was a Phillips screwdriver for someone who asked. What kind of screwdriver was it? It was a Phillips. I believe it was a Phillips. So, and he wasn't even doing it. He was like he was like poking at him with it. He didn't like jab it in him or anything. He was trying though, I think. So what happened was there was a ride out with a bunch of teenagers on e-bikes and scooters and all kinds of shit like that, right? They're riding down the street, they're in traffic. So a motorcyclist pulls up and starts talking shit to him. So it turns out the kids were saying that the motorcyclist was swerving at him and trying to run him off the road with the motorcycle. He stops. He starts using racial slurs. He starts using the N-word. He's using racial slurs at the kids. So, and then he gets off the bike and he's like, what are you going to do? And so these kids are like surround him and they're coming from everywhere, right? And they just start pummeling the dude. He's on the ground. He's trying to get up and they're just pummeling him. They're kicking him. I believe a lot more charges are going to be coming out because there's a video of the whole thing. Only 2 people were charged, but there was a lot of other people that were in on the assault. What do you guys think? If the guy was using racial slurs and all that stuff, does it deserve does he deserve to be assaulted by a big group of teenagers? I mean, he'll probably get in trouble for using racial slur, right? Can't you get in trouble for that? I'm not really sure. I don't know if it falls under freedom of speech. So it says motorcyclist was repeatedly stabbed in the back during a ride out in Southington on Monday. 2 people have been arrested in connection with the assault. So I seen 3 people on him on the video, but there was more. There was a lot of people there. They were jumping all over him, right? There was people left and right jumping on him. Officers responded to the 500 block Main Street around 2 p.m. after getting multiple 911 calls about a large group participating in what they called a ride out with bicycles, e-bikes, and mopeds. It was reported that members of the group were obstructing traffic and creating a disturbance along the roadway. But I think the motorcycle was kind of like egging them on too, right? It was later reported that a motorcyclist was being assaulted, but they didn't see the video yet. And they didn't know what was really the whole story behind it. Investigators said a 58-year-old motorcyclist became surrounded by members of the group. You see, they have a different aspect of what really happened because there's a video. So it shows like the motorcyclist was talking shit to the kids, right? He's calling them the N-word. He's like, do something about it. Do something about it. I didn't see him trying to like push anybody off the road or ram anyone off the road. But you see him, he just stops the bike and he starts talking shit to him. He gets off the bike and he's like approaching these kids. So, and there is no self-defense law in Connecticut. Like, it doesn't matter if the guy's approaching them. You don't have the right to do anything, right? But investigators say he was surrounded. They made it seem like he was an innocent motorcyclist just riding down the street, and he got surrounded by these kids, and he got stabbed, right? But that wasn't the case. So it says he was surrounded by members of the group and came to a stop at the roadway during the encounter. Police said his cell phone was taken. That is true. I did see it in the video. You could see a kid taking his cell phone. He was assaulted by multiple people, authorities said. One of the assailants repeatedly stabbed the man in the back with a screwdriver. The man was transported to the hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries, officers found, and arrested a 20-year-old man from Waterbury and a 13-year-old from Chester in connection with the incident. I don't think they've seen the video yet, though. The 20-year-old facing included assault charges, riot, threatening, unlawful assembly, breach of peace. He's being held on a $500,000 bond, and that's this kid right here. The 13-year-old is facing charges of robbery, larceny, assault, riot, unlawful assembly, breach of peace. The team was transported to the juvenile detention center, and I've been there before. It's not fun for a young white kid, which he probably is, right? The kid's from Southington. He's probably a young white kid. He's not going to have a good time in there. So, unless he fights. So I think more charges are going to be coming when they see this video because, I mean, they probably already seen it. It's pretty viral online. It's all over Instagram, but I can't play it here. It's too violent. Why do these kids wear masks these days, especially when it's 90 degrees outside? I think COVID like changed the whole landscape of wearing a mask these days. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, you would never see that. If you seen someone with a mask on, you'd be like, oh, they're going to rob someone because that was it. People didn't wear masks, right? The only mask you ever seen was like Chinese people here and there that had them on. Not to be like stereotyping anybody or anything. That's all you would see, right? You would see on TV, like in China, they would have masks on. That's it. But people weren't wearing masks like that. You never seen that shit before COVID. Now all of a sudden you see people with masks on, people wearing pooch icy masks and all this shit. I don't know. It's really weird. White people get deported every day, man. Don't let people fool you. All right. It's not just people with olive skin or darker skin that get deported. White people get deported every day. Any other country that's not the US, people will get deported to. Canada, Australia, England, Germany, any other country. It doesn't matter. It's full of people that are lighter shade, right? So don't let people fool you. So an outlaw has been deported. Outlaw biker from Hungary, and he's white. Deported after Kelowna arrest. So this is out of Canada, right? You know, I butchered the names. A Hungarian member of the Outlaw Motorcycle Gang, it says here, has been deported after being arrested in Kelowna. Is that how you spell that? Say that? Kelowna? Kelowna? June 29th. The biker was identified. I can't say his name. Zerzeland Kun. His name is Zerzeland Kun. He had been sponsored to immigrate to Canada by a romantic partner he was living with, I guess. In late June, he participated in a rally in Alberta attended by members of the Outlaws in the Rebels motorcycle gangs, it says here. That's where law enforcement agents saw Kun. So they take pictures of every member, right? When they go to different places, they take pictures of everybody. So according to two police sources not authorized to speak on the case, they're probably corrupt too, because a lot of them in Canada are. They informed the BC Combined Special Forces unit, leading to Kun's arrest after he left Kelowna residence. He was detained and deemed ineligible to stay in Canada after Immigration and Refugee Board hearing, and he was removed July 17th. The Canadian Border Service Agency declined to comment in the case, citing the Privacy Act. It's a bunch of bullshit, right? The media relations manager, I can't pronounce that name either. Generally speaking, the agency has legal obligation to remove all foreign nationals found to be fraudulently in Canada, with the highest priority given to cases involving security, organized crime, or crimes against humanity or criminality, he said. I mean, just because he's in a motorcycle club, does that mean he's involved with organized crime? No, it doesn't. So I don't understand why he would be targeted like that. He said the CBSA will immediate investigation when it becomes aware of individuals who is believed to be inadmissible to be in Canada, which may result in an officer preparing reported citing admissibilities allegations, whatever the fuck that means. The timely removal, the foreign national plays critical role in supporting the integrity of Canada's immigration system. So it says here that the Outlaws Motorcycle Club is the oldest biker gang in the world. That's not true. If they're saying it's the oldest club in the world, it's not. It's a very old club, though. 1935 is really old. Said it started in Illinois in 1935, 13 years before the revival of the Hells Angels. It is considered the second largest behind the HA, which chapters in 45 countries around the globe. According to the Outlaws World website, there are 21 chapters in Canada, with 13 of those in Ontario. International site lists one of BC chapter in Kelowna. The Canadian Outlaws site lists 24 Canadian chapters, with none in BC. The Outlaws Hungary Facebook page shows several full patch attending the June 24th event with Canadian members of the Outlaws. So they must have traveled there, right? And they take pictures of everybody, and they're like, "Oh, well, he's not from here." I mean, they wear a billboard on their back. So one Canadian commentator said, "It was a great time meeting you guys." And this is on the Facebook page, right? With the Hungarian Outlaws responses, "We hope to welcome you to Hungary next time." So, they weren't here doing anything wrong. So they weren't on this side of the country, right? I'm not in Canada. I'm in the U.S. Like the Hells Angels and the Outlaws wear 1% diamonds on their vests, law enforcement have repeatedly that their patch is one indicator of the gang's criminal connection. That doesn't mean they're a criminal organization, though. But the bikers claim it's a mark them as rebels. To say that 1%ers are criminals or people of lesser moral code than the rest of society is tainted opinion, the Outlaws International site says. The Outlaws Motorcycle Club is not a criminal organization. The patch simply explains our commitment to the biking brotherhood. That's what their website says. So for them to label these guys all criminals is just bullshit. It's not true. They're not all criminals. Everybody that's in a motorcycle club is not a criminal. It's just crazy. It's crazy that they label these guys all criminals. For what? For what reason? So next, we're going to go over to Australia. They got big things going on. Biker boss outed in civil war. These two guys are like huge figures out there, right? So Comanchero civil war power struggle erupts as two of Australia's most powerful bikie leaders are ousted. And a dramatic internal power struggle has erupted inside of Australia's most prominent outlaw motorcycle clubs, and with two of Comanchero's clubs, most influential figures reportedly being removed from their leadership roles in what observers describe as a major internal conflict. According to reports, Alan Meehan, who served as the club's president, and Tarek. So Alan is on the right and Tarek is on the left. You could tell he has one eye. He had an attempt on his life. Tarek Zahed, the club's national sergeant of arms, have both stood down as tensions over the club's future leadership intensifies. The reported shakeup has fueled speculation about growing battle for the influence within the Comanchero's organization. The club has long attracted the attention of Australian law enforcement because of its investigations involving organized crime and violence. While the precise reasons behind the leadership change have not been publicly confirmed, multiple reports suggest the dispute centers upon competing factions seeking control of the club. For Outlaw Motorcycle Club's leadership positions can carry significant weight. The national president is traditionally responsible for guiding the club's direction, overseeing relationships between chapters, and maintaining organizational unity. The sergeant of arms plays a key role in enforcing the club's discipline, protecting members, and ensuring internal rules are followed. When both positions become the focus of leadership dispute, it often signals a period of instability that can ripple through the organization's regional and local chapters. Alan Meehan has long been regarded as one of the most recognizable leaders in the Comanchero's Motorcycle Club. During his tenure, the club expanded its presence while continuing to face intense scrutiny from police agencies across Australia. Authorities have frequently identified the Comancheros as an outlaw motorcycle gang in investigations targeting organized crime, drug trafficking, firearms offense, and violent crime involving alleged members. Tarek is another well-known figure within the organization. He survived a highly publicized shooting in Sydney in 2022 that left his brother Omar dead. The attack intensified concerns around investigators about ongoing conflicts involving organized crime figures and outlaw motorcycle clubs in Australia. Although uh, Tariq recovered from his injuries, he remained a prominent figure within the club. The latest reports suggest his position is now under challenge as the internal division deepens. You remember, I think it was yesterday, I reported on the whole chapter that was convicted, the Christchurch chapter of the Comancheros. The whole chapter was convicted and sent to prison. Law enforcement agencies have long monitored the leadership transition inside the outlaw motorcycle clubs because such changes can alter alliances, reshape chapter structure, and affect relationships between rival organizations. Internal disputes have historically led to breakaway factions, disciplinary actions, and swift influence within Australia's outlaw motorcycle club landscape. And out there in Australia, this is a huge thing, right? Clubs are like, it's like the 90s out there in Australia. At this stage, neither Meehan or Zahed have publicly detailed the circumstances surrounding their reported leadership change. And I don't think they're gonna, right? The Comanchero's Motorcycle Club has not issued an official public statement confirming the restructuring, and they're not going to do that either. The reported conflict comes as Australian police continue to devote significant resources to investigating organized crime groups, including outlaw motorcycle clubs, specialized task force in several states regarding monitor the activities of the club, such as the Comancheros, the Hells Angels, the Rebels, the Banditos, the Mongols, the Finks, and others. Authorities have consistently maintained the leadership dispute inside organized crime groups can create uncertainty both within the organization and among rival groups operating in the same criminal landscape. While there is no indication that the current internal dispute has resulted in new criminal allegations, investigators are likely watching the developments closely. For the Comancheros Motorcycle Club, the reported removal of both its president and sergeant of arms represents one of the most significant internal shakeups in recent years. Whether the dispute ends with new leadership, a negotiated resolution, or a deeper division within the organization remains to be seen. You know, when people step away, they'll start a whole new faction or they'll start their own club, right? As Australia Motorcycle Club's landscape continued to evolve under sustained law enforcement pressure, the reported struggle between two of Comanchero's most powerful figures serves as a reminder that some of the biggest battles can take place not between rival clubs, but within the ranks of a single organization. And I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. But these are the two guys right here. I think that's before he got into the assassination attempt, you can tell, right? Matter of fact, I just got hit up by one of my friends from Australia, and he's gonna do another interview with me. So shout out to him. Insane Wheels is in the building. What's good, Mike Ball? How are you? Al Rose, what's good? Gyro, thank you for joining me today. Wow, but it's putting this out just because you have colors from a 1% club don't mean you're a criminal or doing anything like that. 100%, but they want to label them criminals for some reason. It's very weird, especially in Canada, right? I mean, they do it here in the US, but in Canada, they try to label them criminals as much as they possibly can. So we got another report to tell you guys about. There was a massive bust in Canada. If you guys haven't heard, huge bust. Has to do with the Punjai. You guys remember the Punjai Devils? It was a support club for the Hells Angels in California. So I don't think they're a motorcycle club. I think they're just like I really don't know, but it's something to do with India, right? Project Bay, it's called. The largest Punjai drug smuggling operation in Ontario has been busted. Nearly $140 million worth of illegal drugs have been seized and 21 people charged. And I'm not going to name all these people. Their last name is Singe, Gruel. Most of them are Singe is their last name. Smugglers use commercial trucking industry to move illegal drugs through legitimate chain supply. 973 kilograms of cocaine, 660 kilograms of methamphetamine, 49 kilograms of opium, 230 Oxycontin tablets, 17 firearms, included anti-tank rifle, ammunition, and prohibited weapons have been seized. So it's not looking good for them. We got another case to talk about. Police swoop in on a bikie at Sydney Airport. Here, we'll do this.
Police swoop on wanted bikie at Sydney Airport. Daniel Tutunji, a senior member of the Comanchero outlaw motorcycle gang, has been arrested on drug supply and proceeds of crime offences more than 8 years after leaving Australia. Officers from NSW Police's anti-bikie Raptor squad and the Australian Border Force swooped on Tutunji, one of the state's most wanted men, at Sydney Airport on Friday morning. Police have been after the 37-year-old since 2018. When cocaine and several firearms were allegedly
Jason, what's up, bro?
Sydney home. The 37-year-old allegedly fled Australia for Thailand around the same time and is believed to have been living between Eastern Europe and the Middle East since.
Social rejects.
Tutunji was alleged to be a senior member of the Comanchero's sprawling network. Police allege he is no longer attached to the Comancheros. Tutunji is one of several Comanchero members who left Australia in the past decade amid increased police scrutiny on the powerful gang, which has long been a major player in the country's illicit drug trade. He was charged with drug supply offences and allegedly associating with a criminal group after being taken to Mascot Police Station, where he was refused bail. Raptor Squad Commander Andrew Koutsouphis suggested that it was pressure from Australian police and its international partners that led Tutunji to return, claiming the walls are closing in on alleged criminals who have fled overseas. We have targets of ours languishing in Iraqi jails, in Lebanese jails, Turkish jails, Filipino jails. They are not going overseas and expecting to be in Club Med, Koutsoufi's told reporters on Friday afternoon. He was well aware that he was wanted for some serious matters back here in Australia and NSW. So I think it just got too much for him. I believe he was aware there was a very good chance he'd be arrested back in Sydney. Tutunji remains behind bars ahead of an expected bail hearing on Saturday. Start the day with a summary of the day's most important and interesting stories, analysis, and insight.
No thanks. So it looks like he's pretty screwed. Hit that like button. All right, we got a video to play for you guys. Let's check it out.
Motorcycle Club got its start March 25th, 1926, and it has operated consecutively for 100 years in our city.
So this isn't the oldest motorcycle club either. I mean, there's a lot of old motorcycle clubs, but the oldest one is the Yonkers. I believe it's called the Yonkers Motorcycle Club. It was I'm not sure the exact date, but it was before all of these.
Current members have spent the last 100 days trying to dig into the club's past to help carry it.
And this club has a female as a president. So it's not like it's not a man's motorcycle club, you know what I'm saying?
The future. Here's Kevin Fleming.
They've been collecting all the information they can about the Calgary Motorcycle Club's history.
Calgary, right?
Wade and Lorene Youngman have been members for over 40 years and say the club has evolved since its beginnings.
Primarily, it was a Harley-Davidson club. There was kind of basically two motorcycles, Harley and Indian, and our club was mostly Harleys.
In the 20s, people called motorcycles two-wheeled devil wagons.
Two-wheeled devil wagons, they called them. Why the hell would they call them two-wheeled devil wagons? Let me see. All right, the oldest motorcycle club in the U.S. is the Yonkers Motorcycle Club. It's based out of New York. It was founded in 1903. And it's still around today. You believe that? Let me see. The oldest motorcycle club in Canada is the Manitoba Motorcycle Club, founded in Winnipeg, February 21st, 1911. That's pretty crazy. It had 40 members in the beginning. 40 members met in Winnipeg, it says. They formed to host social outings, plan competition riding events, and support general growth in motorcycling. I mean, that's when motorcycles were first invented, right? Shit.
Riders were passionate about their machines.
With those bikes, they did everything. That was on the weekend, if you were going racing, if you were racing flat track, you maybe took the fenders off, things like that. If you did hill climbs, which we were really big into the hill climbs, same bike.
Bob Roberts is the current president and says early members had to be adventurous riding on gravel roads instead of asphalt.
It's just amazing, some of the old photos. The old style bikes that they had, the weather they had to go through, like riding the roads that they did. They don't have our Deerfoot Road now, but...
Kevin Chalowski says he and his wife have been reaching out to past member families to collect all the information they can about the club.
The more we can document this and put it out there, publish it on the internet and in books, then it's not lost. So in 100 years from now, hopefully the club is still going and people will be able to look back and understand exactly what happened.
Lorene is the only woman to hold the position of president in the club's history.
So this woman was the president. Now that's a crazy. I didn't know. I mean, I'm sure somewhere out there they have mixed sex clubs, right? Where there's guys and girls in them. But normally, typically, it's either all men's or it's all women's groups, right? Typically, it's not interchanged or intersex or whatever you call it.
And says it's always
trans,
actively looking for new members.
That's what keeps the club going for 100 years. If you don't get new members, you don't keep going. And younger members bring enthusiasm and energy, and the older members have experience and sensibility, maybe, some of them.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
So this weekend, the Calgary Motorcycle Club is hosting a banquet and a group ride for members on Friday and Saturday, and then a show and shine for the public on Sunday.
Let me see this. It doesn't have an exact amount of clubs. The majority of them are men, though. So what do you guys think of all this stuff? I got a lot of interviews dropping tonight. Mike Lynch, Virginia Chaos is in the building. What's going on, Virginia Chaos? Appreciate you. Don't miss the interview tonight with Mike Lynch. Talk about a lot of great things. So stay tuned for that. I got some pretty major interviews dropping soon. And they're people you won't expect. So stay tuned. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. I got to finish editing. Shout out to Ray5150. The rest of his interview will be dropping soon. What I miss? You missed the whole damn show, Virginia Chaos. I got to do a short one today. I got a lot of editing to do. But thank you guys for joining me today. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister, friend about Chatting with Stacks. The dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Stacks. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. I appreciate every single dollar. I put it right back into the show so I can bring you the dopest content possible. If you want to tell your story on Chatting with Stacks, just email me at billstacks2021@gmail.com. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.